Hello and welcome to this video where we will be doing a special lab. This lab is the first of the GCP bootcamp, and let's get right into it. So this is the lab right here. It's called Reveal Hidden Files in Google Storage. Now right off the bat, it's probably going to deal with the storage account and retrieving files from it. As you can see here, we have a URL. So let's go ahead and check this URL out in our virtual machine. Amazing. So the first thing that we're going to want to do, especially since we have an indication as this is a GCP lab, is check the source code. Now in the source code, it's often disclosed different buckets with different assets that they're using. So let's go ahead and check if there's any buckets available. So by searching storage, I find this URL, storage.google APIs. And lo and behold, we found a bucket disclosed right in the source code. Now, this is a vulnerability in and of itself. It's clearly a disclosure. However, let's go ahead and see how far we can get. So let's go ahead and take this and say gcloud storage list the objects in this bucket. Oh, I don't have an account, so let's go ahead and use gsutil. Very unfortunate, as we're unable to list the objects in this bucket. Let's go ahead and see if we can list the objects in images. In images, since we are retrieving files from images to see the website. We retrieve this retail.jpg. I mean, we are retrieving this file technically, or is it only that the service account that is responsible for hosting the site able to retrieve this image? Let's go ahead and confirm. Ooh, vulnerability number 2. Anonymous access to files of the bucket. So anybody can retrieve any file from the bucket. Now, although we can't list the objects in the bucket, if we happen to find any more files, whether they are disclosures or not, we can retrieve them through this method. So in order to see whether we can do so, let's go ahead and try to fuzz for files in the bucket. Now, if I go over to my playbook over here, and I go to discovery, we have the fuzzing commands over here. Now, I hope that this is the correct command, because my word list might be in a different location. Let me paste this and explain it. Basically, we are using the Fuff tool. The Fuff tool is a fuzzing tool. What fuzzing does is it takes this URL where we have the storage bucket, and then for the file that we're going to try to make a request to, we're going to fuzz, aka we're going to use many different file names, and based on the response, we're going to know whether that file actually exists or not. So let's see if this word list backup files only is in the correct location. And it's not in the correct location, so we have to actually download it. As you can see, it's not here. So let's go ahead and download it. Pretty sure we have to sudo directory discovery does not exist. All right, should work now. Amazing. All right, so we're fuzzing. We already have one file, and that's the only file we're going to find, backup.zip, 7zip. So since we found this file, let's go ahead and confirm our theory in that we can download any file that we find. Let's go ahead and download it. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to include images. Okay, there we go. Let's go ahead and 7-zip this. 7 zip x backup dot 7-zip. Password. Unfortunate. Wrong password for the flag and customer credit review .csv. So we have two files here that are protected in this 7-zip file. Since we don't know the password, let's go ahead and crack it. So if I go back to my playbook over here, I can convert the 7-zip to a John hash, to a hash with John through this command, 7-zip to John. And this converts the 7-zip file into a hash that we can then crack. So let's go ahead and do so. Now, as you can see, if I go and cap this hash, it's just a giant hash now. And one thing about this is that because we use John, the format of the hash is going to be catered to John's cracking method or algorithm. And John's cracking method requires the format to have the hash name pre-pending the hash. So let's remove that since we're not going to use John to crack this hash. We're going to use Hashcat. And since we're using Hashcat, confirming here that it's installed. Since we're using Hashcat, let's go ahead and prepare a word list using the known assets that we have. Those known assets being the pages of this site. So as you can see here, we have an About Us. And the About Us has information of the company. Now, information that is specific to the company can easily be used as a means of creating a word list, because only that company would use these special words to, develop their passwords and so on. So let's go ahead and do that through Cewl. Cewl is a wordless creation tool that takes a website and then takes the information on those website, aka the strings, and then converts that into a word list for you to use for password creation, or just a word list for you to use for cracking or brute forcing. So by specifying Cewl and then the actual website, we can then create a word list and pipe the output into wordlist.txt. Let's go ahead and do that. Now if I cat wordlist.txt, you can see that we have a not too big but not too small word list for us to try. All right, now that we have the word list, let's go ahead and try to crack this 7-zip file with Hashcat. So very simple Hashcat command, Hashcat backup 7zip.hash, and then specify the word list that we want to use to crack the hash. Now I did not specify the mode because let's go ahead and see if it finds the mode by itself. As you can see, it's starting in auto detect mode. Okay, so it did crack it. I think it's because I cracked it previously or something that it didn't show the cracking process. However, using the -- show on the file with Hashcat seemed to repeat the output of the crack. So the password for the zip file seems to be balanced, as you can see here. So let's go ahead and do that. 7-zip x backup, and then insert balance as the password. Amazing. So we just got the flag and customers. So if we go ahead and cat the customers CSV file, we have attained way too much confidential information about the customers. And this is a crucial vulnerability, a crucial disclosure that the company will pay massively for if an actual threat actor happened to do this process and happened to commit this hack. So let's go ahead and insert the flag. Please let me know in the comments below if you like this video, and tell me what you think about this vulnerability. Do you think that buckets are often the main source of misconfigurations for cloud assets? Let me know in the comments below. And with that being said, thank you very much for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed. I hope that you learned something. And please go to the next lab in the bootcamp if you're doing the bootcamp, or if you're just doing the labs, please go to the next easy GCP lab and make your way up to the hard labs. I hope that I have created the videos for those labs for you to learn and enjoy. Thank you very much, and see you later.